Is fasting just about skipping meals, or is it a spiritual tool that is created to help us draw closer to God? Join us today as we discuss fasting.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Shield Maidens podcast. This is a place where we hope you'll come to be raised up to be a warrior for Christ while also learning how to fight back against the enemy. And the whole time, we really just want to point you to Jesus. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Riley.
Thanks for being here today. We're your hosts. We're glad that you're tuning in on another Tuesday afternoon. We are back today talking about fasting. We've been talking about some spiritual disciplines and things that we can use to fight our very real enemy in the battle that we're in. But before we get started, we want to remind you to subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching there, that would be super helpful. If you're listening on the audio only versions, we'd love for you to leave us a review. And also don't forget, we have our exciting 1 year anniversary live podcast event coming up November 2nd at the Hills Church here in Evansville. We're really excited. We're grateful for all that's happening with the podcast, and we want to celebrate with you. And then you can get to see like kind of the behind the scenes of how things work when we record these, and it'll just be a lot of fun to celebrate like what God's done in a year for us. So you can get your tickets online. We'll have the ticket link in the description. We also have it linked on all of our social media. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere you can find us, you can find that information. And we'd love for you to get tickets to come hang out with us that night.
Yeah. And it's a really great story. Our guest, Damon West,
is
coming from Texas, and it's one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, it'll be great. I can't wait to like bring my teenage son especially. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Definitely.
So, okay, you want to get started?
Let's do it.
Talking about fasting, and we have a guest with us today. Yay! We have Darryl Marin with us. Thank you, Darryl. This is my first time actually like meeting you.
Yes, likewise.
You guys like know each other.
We go back.
You go back. Yeah. Thanks for coming though today.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate
Our
it.
pleasure.
Do you want to introduce yourself quickly first, other than me just saying your name?
Yeah,
For
Darryl
our
Marin,
audience.
lead pastor of the Hills Church. Been in Evansville now 10 years.
Okay. Wow.
So not a native Evansvillian, if that's a thing.
Yeah, I think that's the term.
That's the term. Okay. Originally from Florida.
Okay.
So love the summer here, hate the winter here. And
me
we're getting
too.
to the point where the winter's coming and the sun goes away. So
Yeah, I am the same. I'm like, I don't think I'm meant to live in this climate. I cannot handle winter.
right. I think I was supposed to be like a cruise director.
Me too.
Oh,
And I
too.
ended up being a pastor, so I'm not quite
How
sure.
does that work? Like, it's a good
Not
question.
very well.
so you have some questions for the guy.
Yeah, like when you get to talk to him face to face, like, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to be what I was
so
doing.
cool.
Right, could have been awesome.
Cruise director sounds like a pretty good deal, but well, thanks for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Just to chat about fasting.
Yeah.
When we started talking about some of these topics and fasting in particular, we were like, who can we talk with us about this? Because honestly, I don't know a lot of people who, at least not openly, maybe they're just not talking about it. I don't know a lot of people who talk about fasting a lot and the importance of it and, you know, the purpose and all of the things. And so Riley had suggested you. I'm like, yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, I've been in church a long time, and Darryl was the first pastor that I've had that has preached a message about it other than just like, it's something we should do.
Yeah.
And so, I want to dig into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I definitely think, at least from what I can see, maybe it's underutilized. I don't know if that's the right word. You know what I mean? I just don't know that it's a discipline that people are in the practice of doing.
Yeah.
In our culture, at least, or at least that's what it seems like to me. So I'd love to like dig into it. I mean, I have some of my own personal experiences. I know you do too. It's hard, obviously. Like it's hard.
I don't think it was meant to be easy.
Yeah. So that's probably part of the reason you don't hear a lot about people doing it. But
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when it comes down to fasting specifically, Jesus talks about it. And a lot of times when we think about what Jesus talks about, we go, well, maybe he was suggesting, or maybe he was, Jesus, when he talked, it was written down.
Yeah.
Right. But when he was really emphatic, it made it into the Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Yeah.
right. So if you think about it, we don't get to hear every conversation that Jesus actually has.
Right.
So if it's in there, there's a reason for it. And there's some disciplines that we kind of overlook because they are harder. And fasting is one of them. Fasting is one of the ones that, the Bible's pretty clear on why it's there, what its purpose is. But a lot of times we just go, man, I'm not feeling this one.
Yeah. I'm not ready for that.
Right. Nobody likes the idea of fasting.
That. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Following Jesus is hard enough. There's enough rules without adding this hunger strike
Extra
thing into it.
Denying your literal flesh of what you need to live.
Right.
Like is what it
Right.
feels like. And to be clear, we didn't really say this. When we are talking about fasting, we are talking about it in a spiritual sense, because mainstream now fasting is a thing.
Fasting.
Intermittent fasting, or even just fasting for health reasons. And while I think, again, we see where science sort of lines up with biblical truth, we're finding out that fasting is good for you. We are talking about fasting for spiritual purposes,
Right.
not just for health benefits, which it also includes. So I just wanted to put that out there before we kind of started anymore, because I think there's a distinction. You can fast for health reasons and not have any sort of spiritual discipline or hunger behind that. Like you can do it for pure physical reasons, and there's a difference.
So this isn't a promotion for Ozempic?
No, we're not. Not today. I mean, if that's your thing,
Well,
that's totally fine.
I might have to find some different verses to support what we're talking about then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll take a break. No, I'm teasing.
Commercial break.
Where do you want to start? Just like the purpose?
Just what is
it?
fasting? Are we all, as Christians, called to do it? Is it just like recommended?
Yes.
Is it? I wanted to really touch on too. Like, is it just food? Are we talking about other things when we say we're fasting? Like, yeah.
So
lots of questions here.
We can back up a little bit. We can find its beginning, middle, and end.
Okay.
Right. In the beginning, it starts with the Day of Atonement. Right. The Day of Atonement, everybody's getting their life straight with God. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
This Day of Atonement, it's about humility, forgiveness. Going, all right. It goes back to Leviticus, and Leviticus, they're going, hey, God, you got to be straight with us. You got to be honest with us. So in Leviticus 23:26, says the Lord says to Moses, one of the earliest leaders.
Yeah.
The 10th day of the 7th month is the Day of Atonement. Hold a sacred assembly and deny yourselves. So in the NIV, different from most translations, the NIV doesn't use the word fasting.
Oh, ever? Or just in that that verse?
In most verses where it talks about fasting, it talks about denying yourself. So
interesting.
The New King James
which is what I have.
talks about fasting.
Yeah.
The NIV does not. They were both translated from different time periods of Greek interpretation of the Bible. So they go, one person said this during this decade, the other person said this during this time period. So they've taken them. So you're going to find deny yourself, do without. And then fasting is in the NIV. It's just not in the most famous ones that we're used to hearing.
Okay.
So when we come back to this Day of Atonement idea, it's going, okay, we're going to deny ourselves. We're going to do the ashes. We're going to rip our clothes. We're going to do all of that. We're getting sin dealt with first. Then we're going to fast. Right? All of this is a sharpened spiritual experience. Right? The purpose of fasting, and you're not going to find a time where they're not fasting food. It's always about food.
Right.
I think it's easier to talk about social media fast. I think those things are good.
Right.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. When Darryl, this is the Darryl Marin version. I'm sure there's somebody that can articulate something else. The Darryl Marin version says, I can't find it in Scripture where they're not talking about doing without food.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's always the comparison is man cannot live on bread alone.
Right.
That's the cross comparison.
Right.
So you're going, okay, so then why am I denying myself food? Right. Well, it's to sharpen. We take an axe, right? We're sharpening an axe to make sure we're able to take down the thing we're going after. You can hammer at it with blunt tools all day long. That's fine. It will work eventually.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes to tear something down, you need that thing sharpened. And a lot of times in biblical fasting, when we're talking about it here, especially at the beginning, there's a lot of ritual happening here. Everybody knew that they had to move towards this day and get clean, because the end of this says that if you don't do it, right, you're going to end up, from the ninth day, you're going to end up in destruction. Right, so these people are trying to avoid death.
Yeah.
Right, so
I
it
would do
doesn't end well, and you're like, okay, then I'm in.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Right.
Sounds great.
Where we start to get the idea of fasting, right, is when we go, okay, we watch Moses do it. We saw David do it. We see Hannah do it. There's a lot of grief related. David's trying to keep his son from dying.
Yeah.
Right. You see Hannah trying to have a son. Right. You see Esther pleading on behalf of her nation. All these people are trying to do something in the natural realm that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So they're going to the no-nonsense option, which is what I call fasting. It's the no-nonsense option approach to God, and going, God, I can't move earth without moving heaven, and it wouldn't matter if I moved heaven right now, because I'm not at peace.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you moved earth right now, I'm not at peace at what's happening.
Yeah.
And peace comes from the inside.
Wow.
Right.
Good. Yeah.
So that's the hard part, is trying to go, what is fasting? Am I trying to move something? Because a lot of people go, well, I'm trying to twist God's arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manipulate him.
Right.
Yeah.
When I fast, God will pay closer attention to me. And I liken it to, I heard Dr. Tony Evans talking about fasting one time, and he was talking about how when babies cry, you know, you're talking, if we're talking here and there's a baby there, we would all notice, we're like, clearly that baby is hungry.
Right. Something,
Right?
it needs attention.
Right,
Yeah.
needs attention. And 9 times out of 10, if you feed a baby, they will be happy. Right? Christians think that's what God's doing, that there's a lot of noise. But what can happen with a baby, too, is we can trick a baby to believe that they're eating. Right?
Yeah.
We can give them a pacifier. Right? And it will pacify the need, but it's not actually feeding anybody.
Right.
Right? And fasting is an actual form of spiritual discipline that is feeding a part of your spirit. It's not pacifying it. We're not trying to please God. I'm going, God, there's something in me that will not knock down without prayer and fasting. So in the Old Testament, we see ritual. By the time the New Testament shows up, the Pharisees have made it a ritual. Wednesdays and Fridays were for fasting. Everybody did it. They're like, if you want to be in good standing with the church, here's a checklist. Right? So that's why you do it. And then you have Jesus who shows up on the scene. Right? Jesus shows up on the scene and he goes, fasting. Okay, he doesn't ever talk about it. He goes out and does it. And that's the first time you see what the strength of fasting brings in. Right? Where he's wrestling against something that is huge. It's monumental. He doesn't need food at that point. He needs wisdom. He's being offered things that are much bigger than his natural ability. He's fully man. So he's going to be fully tempted.
Right.
But he knows how to tap into the
spiritual.
to the sharpened part of the axe. And he's going like, for 40 days, I'm going to need this.
Yeah.
Right? Because without it, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Wow.
So, I mean, that leads us from the Old Testament to Jesus.
To Jesus, yeah.
Right.
And I always thought that's really interesting that's, he's baptized. This is the first act of his public ministry. The Spirit leads him into the wilderness. Like it's not, the enemy doesn't lead him. Like the Spirit leads him into the wilderness to be tempted and tested. And he's fasting food and water, I believe, for 40 days, which seems unreal to my natural mind today.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So think about it this way. Most of the time when people give their life to Jesus, we see that through some form, whether they've made a prayer or they've been baptized. What normally follows is the hardest part of Christianity.
Yeah.
I have now followed what God has asked me to do, and my life is not getting better.
Yeah, it's getting worse at first. Sometimes, it seems like
Jesus is having the same experience. His life with God up until that point has been pretty hunky-dory.
Yeah.
Dad's been awesome. Mom's been obedient. right? I've got a good job. I'm a carpenter.
Right.
Got good friends.
Right.
No one's tried to kill me.
Right.
I'm good,
Yep.
right? I make a public declaration of faith. The devil's after me. I need to sharpen this thing, and he is fully God and fully man. And he knows he's got what from 36, months later, this is going to end.
Yeah.
I need the strength to do this. Where am I going to get this strength? So he's trying to give us a foreshadowing of doing it, and he doesn't ever stop this practice. I mean, these guys are used to these behaviors from Jesus, prayer and fasting.
Yeah.
They're following, and it's the same model. He's going, I'm going without food.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, well, I'm going to go stop, texting my friend, or I'm going to go stop watching volleyball. He's like, no, I've secluded myself, and it's done. And so there, a lot of times we don't realize that the enemy is coming for us, and it's one of the sharpest tools to cut those things down.
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So the Holy Spirit led Jesus to fast.
That's in Luke 4, I think, if you want to read that.
Yeah.
Must we feel called to fast, or is it something that we could approach God with and say, as an act of worship, I'm going to do this? Can they both go hand in hand?
Right. I think sometimes we conflate calling with our idea. Right. If Jesus asks you to do it, are you called to do it? Or do you have to wait to hear it again?
Right.
Right. Like, Mom asked me to go take out the trash a month ago, and she said, that's my job.
Yep.
Right. Now, as parents, we all know that we must remind our children.
Yes.
I don't think God's looking at us going, no, you need a reminder to do the things I've asked you to do. Right. Likewise, do what I've done. Right. Follow my behaviors. Jesus was always led by the Spirit.
Yeah.
Right. These are the disciples trying to break down for you the understanding. Right. So
Yeah.
it's not Jesus' first time being led by the Spirit.
Right.
Right.
Right. He's just going, led by the Spirit. He goes off and do this. And there's a warning there too. Don't try to do things that the Spirit didn't tell you to do, because you're going to fail. Right. He could have easily gone into it in his own power and tried to do this. This is tapping into something that is, so the calling portion is not should we, shouldn't we. It's when you do it, go all in. Don't do it halfway. You got to really lean into what God's asking you to do.
Good answer.
And then with that then, so I'm just thinking about personal, experiences here. Like there have been times I know God was asking me to fast. And then there are times, say there's, again, you're seeking maybe an answer on something or need direction in your life. Like, is it okay then to say, I'm going to fast and pray, X amount of time because I want direction? Is that what we should be doing? Like, is that okay to do? Or is it more, I guess maybe should our heart posture in that always be like, maybe not even a specific answer we're looking for, but just seeking intimacy with God through it and see what he does? Like, is it okay, I guess, to fast for a specific purpose, even if you don't feel like God necessarily asked you to? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I guess,
is God going to get mad at you
Hannah,
for fasting?
Yeah. Right.
Right.
I mean, I guess or is that the forcing his hand? Like, I guess maybe that's I feel like I know the answer. Like, God's not going to be mad if you fast for him ever.
Right.
But
let's answer that with some scripture. Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. This is Jesus talking. He says, when you fast, do not look somber like hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces, show others that they're fasting. Truly, I tell you, their reward has already been given. The implication here is that you're going to continue this behavior.
yeah,
Not if you fast,
it's when
you fast.
Yeah.
This is a behavior you're going to continue to do even after me. He's not telling his disciples, he's not asking them, he's not making it optional. He's like, when you do this, when you do this spiritual discipline, make sure that your heart is in the right place again. You're not doing this, right? If it's a grieving mother in the case, or father in the case of King David, who's going, Lord, I want my child to live. Well, that's easy to go all heart in,
Right.
right?
Yes, because your life and the
Yeah.
child's life depends
No,
on.
that's easy. You're
Yeah.
like, yes, I will appeal to all of heaven. It's easy to get my heart posture in the right place. When is it the wrong idea? The wrong idea would be, God, I'm doing this, and the side benefit of me fasting is I'm losing 40 pounds. Right? Is that a benefit? We see benefits of fasting.
Yes,
People make
right. There are health benefits. Yeah.
we
yeah.
see benefits, and we're like, well, I'll just do it. You
As a
know,
diet.
yeah.
Interesting.
And it's going, okay, well, that wasn't its point, although it's a benefit. There's always going to be a benefit to doing what God tells you to do.
Yeah.
God's word
good
never
point.
returns void, period.
Yeah.
So even done with the wrong heart, if you're good to people, the Bible says if you're good to people,
Yeah.
people will be good back to you. Show yourself friendly. And
Yeah.
even if you're a bad person and you show yourself friendly to someone else, they're going to be friendly to you.
Yeah.
Right? Because God's word can't return void. In these promises, he's going, wing you fast.
Yeah.
As a believer, right? Wing you fast. This is how you do it. Right? It's me and you going out into the wilderness. Jesus modeled it. Then he goes, when we do it, make sure that this isn't about me, you, and hundreds of other people knowing. Don't carry yourself in disposition or despair, or if you're in actual despair, that's different. Right? But if you're not, this isn't to get points.
To get attention.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't
like, oh, look how holy I am for fasting.
the
these days
key
or
to
whatever.
fasting is humility. Right? That is what unlocks what you're trying to do, the sharper edge of the axe.
Yeah.
You can fast with the idea of trying to move something, because that's literally what it's
Biblical.
talking about.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, some things only come through prayer and fasting.
Yeah.
Right? The problem is, what are you trying to see? What is the outcome? Is my outcome peace, an inner peace? Or do I really want to see something move on earth? I want to see this mountain move from here to here, right?
Yeah.
And the mountains, I've never seen a literal mountain move, although I think God is more than capable of doing that.
Literal mountain. Yes, I do too.
Right?
Yeah.
But the mountains we care about more than anything tend to be life and death, right? Which is bigger to me than moving a mountain.
Yes.
Man can go grab a backhoe little by little and move a mountain.
Right.
Man can't bring from death to life, and those are those mountains that he's like, no, if you believed me for this, I could do this.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he does it for his own friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Mary and Martha are freaked out. You know, they're like, few would have been here. He's
This
like,
wouldn't have happened.
and
Yeah.
he even cries.
Yeah.
And he's going, I don't know if he's responding to their cry,
Right.
right? They're like, my Lord, he stinketh. So,
Right.
you know, Jesus is kind of stuck here. And maybe he's just responding to them,
Yeah.
to their plea, to their
Right.
heart. But God's much more in tune with you in your spirit life than he is in life. Right? He cares much more about what you're doing in here
Yeah.
than out here, because out here is just a reflection of what's happening on the inside.
Yeah.
I worship not because I'm going, well, I want other people to see me do my hands, do cartwheels, you know, and do the Forrest Frank song. I worship because it's an outward display of an inward feeling.
Yeah.
Right? This is what's happening on the inside.
Yeah.
If my insides could show you,
Yes.
this is what they would be
Yeah.
doing. Right?
That's good.
And when you're fasting, you're teaching your spirit. You're bringing your thoughts captive. You're bringing your spirit captive, and making them submissive to the thoughts of Christ through what God is trying to do.
Yeah. And bringing that flesh under
Control.
submission,
Yeah.
which is hard. Yeah. Just denying your
And that's why I think food is
flesh.
so paramount to that.
Impactful.
Yeah. I mean,
It's the most basic of
yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
You feel it fast.
and you feel it fast, and we have to have food to survive, eventually, you know? So denying that, like a basic need that happens as soon as life begins, you know, is,
And it's the only thing culturally relevant across the board.
That's true. That's good.
So the Bible has to transcend continents, cultures,
Yeah.
time frame,
Yeah.
right? So if we were called to do social media, there would be an equivalent.
Yeah. That
Like,
would
don't
change
send
life.
something through the Romans road for the next 40 days.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like that. We don't see that.
Yeah.
But everybody needed food,
Yeah.
right? It was reliance. It
Wow.
was dependence. Every culture we've ever, I mean, if you pop down anywhere, you're going to go, they eat,
Right.
right? They have this ability to not eat. And when they not eat, what are they thinking about,
Yeah.
right? And that tells you a lot about your spiritual life, too. If you just want to know, hey, how am I doing spiritually? Fast for 3 days and see what you're obsessed about. That'll tell you how your spirit's doing.
Yes, it
That's
will.
good advice.
Yes, it will.
Woo. Convicting a little bit too. So
Yeah. You know, recently my husband did a longer fast and he didn't tell anyone about it except for me. I mean, I knew. But on his last day, I joined him just for one day because I'm a wimp. But I wanted to finish it strong with him. And in that, before I did it, I contacted a few of my friends and said, hey, will you just be praying for me? Because he's praying for something really big in this fast and some chains to be broken, and I'm going to partner with him. And they agreed to pray, but also unexpectedly, all 7 of them agreed to fast with me. And I thought that was the most loving thing I had ever seen. Like it broke me a little bit that people would do that for other people, join them in praying for what they're requesting. So I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit about, like, what about corporate fasting? Is there power in when we approach the throne together?
Yeah, I think that's the unity, right? That is a big call to action. You know, it's monumental. You know, if everybody in your clan, so remember, the Bible just tends to repeat itself, right? In a new way. We go back to these 12 tribes. Everybody had their clan. They all had something unique about them, and everybody wants to be from the tribe of Judah. Most of us aren't. Right? We're not that spiritual.
Yeah.
We're more like the guys dancing on the outside willing to kill people, right? So when you're talking about unity, think about it when somebody unites behind a football team. That energy in a stadium, that fueling. And when people are constantly denying, sacrificing themselves, right? That's what you're seeing. And if a corporate body does that together, number one, many hands make a light load. If you know that somebody else is fasting with you,
yes.
you have an encouragement there. You're like,
yeah.
I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So yes, that helps
Yeah.
a ton. But it also unifies whoever's doing it. You immediately, instead of sharpening one axe, have now sharpened 600, 1,000, whatever the case might be. And they're all hammering away. You're sharing what you're praying for. Now they're really tuned in. And those are the people you want praying for. You want the people who take spiritual disciplines with joy,
Yeah.
right? They're like, no, I don't have to eat. I can be in chains. I can be in all those things. You can't take my peace. You can't take. Now remember, one of my favorite things about fasting, it's the one thing that no one can take away from you. And here's what I mean by that. Even if they imprison you, you still have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
They would have to force feed you,
Yeah.
Right.
right? Because you could go, no, even by myself,
Wow.
even in the worst situation, even if I didn't have food, I could still fast,
Right.
right?
Like you could choose.
You could choose, right?
Wow. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so that corporate idea, you're moving, if you're trying to move your tribe, that's where you want to do that. You know, you're moving, teaching groups of people, young people. I was a youth pastor for a really long time. And we did this class called H2O3D, and it was 3 levels of discipleship. And the last ask that we would do of these young people, so remember 18 and younger, we'd start at 12. And we'd go for 40 days, no social media, no talking to somebody opposite sex, no secular music, right? And we want you to fast for 7 days in that period of time. Well, normally parents would freak out. They're like, you're going to kill my kid. This isn't my kid. Right? They're not going to make it. And I'm going, I don't know if it has anything to do with that. Right? But it does have everything to do with who they've become.
Yeah.
Right? Just those disciplines. even if they only did half of it. I don't think the church calls people to hard enough calls, which
Yeah.
then makes
Yeah.
us very soft.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess, and that's, I don't know that you see as often either your local church calling a corporate fast. I know there are some who do, especially, I feel like I see it maybe in January, at the
Yep.
beginning of the year, you might see it, or they may call like a Daniel fast, where you're cutting out, particular foods or whatever. But, I don't think it's super common for them to call a corporate fast and really expect their people to do it. I know there's always exceptions and, but I agree. These are things that we see in the Word. And
Yeah.
if we're not equipping and preparing our people and the body, the flock that you're with, you're entrusted to, that's hard.
Definitely.
I mean, I think things, as the world gets darker and darker, we're called to be the light and we need to be prepared to walk into the darkness.
Right. So what's interesting, especially when we talk about tunnel vision with fasting, if we read Matthew 17:20, you and I are going to have different verses here. But remember, they're different timelines of translation.
Yeah.
But think about what they're both trying to do. So you have the New King James, right?
Yeah.
So if
What'd you say, Matthew 17?
Matthew 17:20 and 21. So I can read mine first if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. I had this pulled up in a different book.
Right.
Yep. But the same story.
Yeah. So if you go, he replied, this is Jesus, because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it'll move. Nothing is impossible for you. That's the NIV version.
And it ends. Yeah.
Right? Same verse translated years later, or earlier, because New King James comes earlier.
Yeah. So mine, just for clarification, this is New King James. Jesus said to them, because your unbelief, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Verse 21, however, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting.
Sure.
And I know in Mark, I think
9:29.
Yeah, 9:29. I had it pulled up. That's where I had it open to, actually. Am I on the right? I don't know if I'm on the right page. I'm not. Still not on the right page. Sorry. I'm getting there. It does say it there. Now, I don't know. Actually, there's a note. Let me see here. Verse 29. Yeah, the NU version, which is I don't know if that's what the NIV is based off of, omits and fasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the NASB? Do you know? Because isn't it the one that's the most direct translation of the original? Do you know?
Both of them
I
are
could
based on Greek originals. It's
Yes,
time
right,
period
in the
of-
New
right.
Testament. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have
So
to
that-
look and see. I don't know if
that's-
it's any different or not, but
I think the NIV is probably one of the only one that omits it.
okay.
The New Living Bible has it. I have it here. I
Yeah.
pulled it
ESV
up.
doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
ESV doesn't have it.
either.
Nope.
Right. So
Mine does have note, like a little,
little commentary. At the bottom.
commentary
Yeah.
either, or just in the footnote little
Yeah.
area that it'll say like not in such and such
Right.
version or whatever, like to let you know, like this isn't in all of the manuscripts, but it's interesting though.
Yeah.
So it depends on what Bible version you're reading, how often you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
How often you
Yeah.
see it happen.
Wow.
The bigger principle is that it's not it's not a specific command, meaning you don't need it to go to heaven. Right? You don't have to follow it. You don't have to want to do it.
Yeah.
You get to do it.
Yeah.
Anytime you get to do something in the Bible, makes it much harder.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm going, well, it was like having an add-on to your TV. You buy the YouTube TV package, and you're like, well, I got the base channels. I'm like, okay, well, that's good. But if you want to watch this,
Yeah.
this is going to cost you this.
Yeah.
If you want to do this, it's going to cost you that. And there's not levels of Christianity, but there's intensity.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is things that you cannot do on your own. You know,
Yeah.
I think people that try to go out and spread the gospel without fasting, I think is one of the most foolish, because
Yeah.
Jesus literally keeps his mouth closed until he does it,
Wow.
right? Then he
Wow.
goes out to start spreading the word,
That's convicting.
right? Because then now we're going to a cross. It's going to cost me something. Before, it cost him nothing to be who he was.
Yeah.
The day before, he could hang out in his town. He could be whoever he wanted. But the second he goes out and tries to tell people who he is and where God is, he needs that extra jolt.
Wow.
And he spends 40 days trying to get it. We see it show up again with the disciples when they're praying over
Yeah.
which elders to get. Right? They're like, we need to pray. We cannot have the wrong people leading
Yeah.
this deal. When we're making big decisions, we want to be in tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And there's only one way to tune in a different channel here.
Yeah.
Right? It's prayer with an uptick. Do you need it? No. Doesn't say you need
Right.
it. It's scarier that you don't.
That you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we're doing big faith move. We're moving mountains now. Right? Not just people,
Not just a little
town.
shovel full of, yeah.
Right. You want to move a mountain? This is the equation for mountain moving. Much different.
Yeah.
And maybe not everybody feels called to move a mountain.
Right.
Right? There are some people that are willing to share their faith, right? And there are some people willing to hold on to it, right? And I'm just going, for me, that's not enough. I don't feel like that was a mission of the Bible for me, for Darryl, right? I'm very convicted about when I go somewhere, like what were my feet doing when I was there,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm in Evansville, but I'm not supposed to just reach Evansville. So how do I do what I'm called to do, which is to be here, and do what I feel like I want to do, which is reach everybody?
Yeah.
How do I do that from the seat that I have?
Wow.
You know? So yes, then I pray and fast about those things.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I feel like I'm hearing a lot. Like it, obviously you said it's not necessary. It's not a command, but your intimacy grows with the Lord, your connection, like answers that you might and want and direction or need. If you're wanting to live a life of
Right.
purpose, going and making disciples as we are called to do.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes you
Why would
don't
we not?
realize
Yeah.
the importance of the fruits of the Spirit until that's all you have to rely on.
Right.
Like if those mountains are moved for you
Right.
in your life and something devastating happens and people look at you and they're like, how are you handling this? That's all I know how to do because that's what's growing in me. And I think that a lot of that comes with prayer and fasting too. I mean, you know who the seasoned Christians are.
Yeah.
We can all think of them, the ones we look up to. I bet if you ask them,
Yeah.
they do
they're,
this on the regular too.
They're fully armed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're fully doing something.
Yeah.
Every time you see a miracle, there was somebody praying and fasting.
Amen.
Right.
Wow.
Whether you had anything to do with it or
Right.
not
Right.
is not up to you. But somebody was. That's why it's a cast iron skillet story. You don't want a brand new cast iron skillet.
No.
That doesn't taste good.
Right.
But if you have a seasoned cast iron skillet, one that's been passed down from generation, it doesn't look like much, but its job is incredible. What it does, how it changes just by being present. It is so well seasoned. Its presence is changing things. Right? That's why you can get around somebody who's prayed up, somebody who has been fasting and praying. You're going to be in their presence, and you're going to know God's going to do something different when they walk into a room. That's why there's some people who believe that, and it's not true at all,
Yeah.
right? That God treats people differently. He doesn't. There are people that you know have spent time with the Lord, and it reflects it.
Yeah.
We see this with Moses. Moses would go up on the mountaintop, spend time with the Lord. His face would come down glowing to the point where he would scare people,
He had to wear a veil.
He
Yeah.
would wear
had
the
to be
veil.
veiled. Yeah.
right? But he also kept the veil on even when he wasn't glowing.
Yeah.
As it would start to fade, he didn't want people not to know. right? But you can definitely tell when somebody has spent time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. There's going to be a difference, whether it's a physical
Yeah.
attribute. You're like, man, you just lost
Yeah.
kind of weight. What's happening
Yeah.
with you?
Yeah.
You either have cancer, right? You didn't tell nobody, or you've been fasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
40 days will do that to
Yeah.
you. Those are the types of things. And
Wow.
then you start wondering, you go, well, I want what he has. Right.
Yeah, I do feel like when you see a hunger in someone, or at least for me, when I see somebody that is hungry for the Lord and is willing to do the things that other people maybe don't do to draw near to him, like it makes my desire for that greater. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It grows my desire to draw closer to him and to do those things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
So I think
That's
one
good.
of the hardest things to answer for any audience is why and when. When is the appropriate time? When is not the appropriate time? Right. So the why is always not when you feel called, right? But the second you start to feel inadequate. Right. The second you start feeling like I'm not good enough, it's time to peel back and go, okay, I need hunger again. I need to know what it feels like to be hungry. You will not empathize with your own spirit if you're not hungry,
yeah.
right?
Wow.
And so it's like getting on a scale. You know, nobody
Yeah.
wants to get on a scale.
Right.
No.
Right? I'm like, that would take discipline,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, well, the best way to lose weight right now is Ozempic. That's not the actual best way.
Right. The quickest.
It's
maybe.
not wrong.
Right.
It works. Somebody made a chemical to help you. That
Right.
helps you.
Right.
But we've all known all along how to lose weight. The formula is eat less calories than your body requires. That's it, right? It's a discipline.
Yeah.
When we feel out of control, it's the first time to start fasting. I mean, immediately go, I need to call my spirit into control. You know, trying to break an addiction, trying to break, you know, lack of prayer, lack of, you know, faith, all that. I need to break that over my life. It's time to fast.
Yeah. Wow.
It's going to laser
good.
in, right? And why? I'm always trying to move my spirit, not earth, right? If I feel like I'm trying to move earth, it's teaching your mind, your spirit, your soul that there's different levels to prayer. That's not how God works. God's not
Yeah.
looking at you going, I now care about you more now that you're fasting.
Right.
Right. However, if you guys both being people who care about a lot of people, you see somebody you see hurting and sick, you're going, you abstain from that thing, right? We're going to see it. You see this with your body when it gets a fever, raises the temperature,
Yep.
trying to kill bacteria,
Yep.
right? When you're trying to kill something, an addictive behavior, anything, first thing to do without, right?
Yeah.
Pull back and go, okay,
Yeah.
now let my spirit take over and reset and see really what you're freaking out about really tells you. This is what I need to touch on. This is what I need to read about. This is what I need to study up on.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
good.
That's
Yeah.
such
That's
good
great advice. Yeah.
Definitely.
I have to think through that a little bit.
Chew on that one for a while.
Personal, yeah, some personal maybe conviction there. But yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and
wealth of
sharing your wisdom
knowledge.
with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
I appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome back anytime.
Well, let's
Anytime.
not get crazy.
You can bring Jen with you next time.
Yes.
Yes, we've
My
had your
wife is
lovely
much-
wife on before.
She's been on.
and
She's going to watch this thing and she's going to
And
be like,
criticize you.
you misrepresented everything
We'll
about
do a
Jesus.
follow-up. She can
No,
come out.
she
She'll be like,
won't.
Not
you know
true.
what? You don't ever talk on Jesus'
Oh my
behalf again.
goodness, not true.
It's
I
true,
know
I'm
that's
telling
not
you.
true.
Watch the comment section underneath this. She'll be there.
Oh, that's
She'll be like,
hilarious.
this is not scripturally accurate.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
It's funny. I doubt that's true, but
We'll see.
either way, we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
According to my wife, then you enjoy heresy. So,
Oh, well, you know, we've all been there.
yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but thanks out there for tuning in, and we hope that we gave you a lot to chew on. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Fasting. Thanks, Toby.
Toby's giving us a dad laugh back behind the camera.
Yep, dad jokes. Anyway, just keep in mind that fasting isn't just about having an empty stomach. It's about having a hungry heart. And with that, until next time, grab a shield. We'll see you out there.
See you guys.